Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a thread organizer. I have made two of these thread organizers and here are the dimensions. You can use any size of PVC pipe that you can get. I got mine from my son-in-law. For this video I'm showing you the last one that I made, which is 10-inch on top and 12-inch PVC on bottom. To cut your PVC pipe, I've been using gas material. What's large enough to go around. Wrap it around the pipe and line up your edges. Okay. Make sure it's tight all the way around and just go ahead and mark it. And that's where you'll cut with a skill saw. That's what I use. Okay, what I did, I drew a line down the center, figure out equal amounts all the way around, which is running 1 7/8. I ran around apart, so I marked it with a protractor 1 7/8 all the way around. And I did the same thing on the other end, 1 7/8 all the way around. Here we are on the last one. There's 18 on this one. Last one I made at 16 and was an 8-inch pipe on top instead of a 10. So what I'll do is run some screws in here, hold them on, and I'll put on the lathe. And I'll just hold this and turn it around and mark every 1 7/8. But if you don't have a lathe, you can take your protractor, and after you get it marked, you can set them up and draw a line, and do the next one, do the next one. Okay, they're all marked. Next step is really to drill them. This is a jig that I made to go ahead and drill the holes. It's at a little angle. I used channel iron because I just happen to have it laying around, but you can go ahead and make it out of wood or whatever you want. Piece of metal here going through a block of wood the size of your dowels, and this one here is 3/16 I have, and it fits the way it fits on the tube. You can keep it so it's square and the same angle. And the first one I made, I was really surprised it came out as good as it did. And you'll do the same thing on the top and bottom, but you'll have to have two different jigs, one for the smaller dowels and one for the larger dowels. Okay, just stick your drill bit in there, 3/16, line it up on the cross marks, make sure it's square, and go ahead and drill the first one. Now you'll be doing this on the upper and the bottom. The size of hole determines on what size of dowels you want to use. But they do come out pretty straight. It's really surprising. I just finished drilling the holes on the bottom one. You can see all the lines that I've drawn. They're 3 inches apart, and the 3/8 holes will go here in between. They'll be 3 inches apart. On PVC pipe, if you notice, you always have marking on there. You can use that as for your straight line, for your first line to come across. Then you go and use your protractor and go across, and it works pretty good. Now what I'll do is roughly sand it so I can go ahead and paint it. It's kind of a windy day today, but on the dowels what I usually do is just go ahead and put some clear satin to protect the wood, and these are 3/16 dowels. I have to cut 216 of them at 2 3/4 inches long. Okay, now I'm going to need 150, 4.5 inches long for the bottom. 3/8 dowels, 4.5 inches long. We need another 150 of those. Now I'm cutting the plugs to fit inside the pipe. Then I'll cut the caps that will glue to the end plugs that are fastened inside the pipe. Then I'll cut the base. The Lazy Susan on this was really hard to center it. It wasn't hard to go ahead and center it in here because I went ahead and cut it out so the Lazy Susan is recessed down deeper so it doesn't stick up so high. But to get it level on here was kind of hard to do. That's the bottom. Then this will go on top of that pipe, same thing. It's got the Lazy Susan in there. Kind of noisy Lazy Susan. They're like $8 a piece. And this is the top. Okay, finally got the wood all done, put together. It was all turned on the lathe. You probably could do the same thing on a router. The top piece I showed you earlier to cut, I think it's like 1 1/16 scrap wood glued together. Then the next piece is about 1 1/4 inches, and the bottom is 2 inch. It's all smaller pieces glued together. I have some screws in the top of this piece and glue to hold it together. Now this piece of PVC will fit on top of here, and I'll drill some small holes in the base of the PVC and just screw it into this piece and I'll hold it steady. 5 casters because it's so big I didn't want to tip over by running 4. It's got the Lazy Susan on it, and same with the next one, will have a Lazy Susan. And you can see same thing, it's kind of notched out here to go ahead and for the PVC to go in there, so if you had a bad cut you'll hide it. And I grooved around the edges here so you can grab it and spin it. This will fit up here. Now PVC is not totally round, so you need to mark it wherever it slides down on there and then put a level on top of it, and then your screws will go in and hold that. So this here, you can grab this piece and it will turn the whole base, or the top part. And this piece here will go on top of here, and what goes on top of there is another piece grooved out to go over the top, and it fits up on top. You can grab and spin it. Okay, got all the ones on the bottom glued in. There's like 300. Now I have to go ahead and do the top. I use epoxy. Works pretty good. It's pretty straight.